Okay, so what are microphonic pickups? What does that actually mean? That's what you're hearing there is the pickup is actually picking up more than just the string sound and probably more than really what you want. And it's not too bad when I'm playing without a high gain setting. You know, it's covered up anything that I'm playing. Now if I get a little higher gain, you probably can hear that, especially if I add a lot of tracks. That sound's going to pile up. So, first of all, let me explain. This is not a Rickenbacker. This is a very nice guitar. It's a emulation of the 350, and obviously an import guitar. And the import guitars are famous for the microphonic pickups. And what are microphonic pickups? And why would I actually want to deal with it? Well, first of all, I've made this guitar into a very nice player. And you can hear it sounds great. So, but I would like to get rid of that sound that you're hearing. And what causes pickups to be microphonic? And basically it is from loose parts inside the pickup. It's either the windings are loose, or actually the covers can be loose, or a combination of all. And so they get vibrating and they will make sounds on their own. And this is kind of a brief explanation of what a microphonic pickup is. And you can just hear it's just making a lot of noise, which I don't want on my recordings, or I don't even like. So there's a couple ways that you can solve that. One is to go ahead and put in a pickup that doesn't do that. I can get a actual Rickenbacker pickup, and they do sell these pickups for about $95 a piece. So we're looking at $300 worth of pickups, and admittedly that's more than I spent for this guitar. Like I said, I set this guitar up great. It has great action. I like the neck. Tuners are fine. The tuners have been upgraded, and everything about it is nice except this microphonic. The other solution is what they call wax potting, and that's what I'm going to do. They basically will dip the pickup in liquid wax, like candle wax or paraffin or beeswax, and I'll get more into that, talk about that a little bit later. And so they will submerge this into the wax, and then after the wax will then fill all the voids, go around all the wraps of the coils and such, and then pull it out after, say, 10 minutes. And then when the wax hardens, all the gaps are filled, and it stops everything from vibrating. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, this is the before video, and I will do an after video to where I'm going to go ahead and wax pot these. I'll explain a little bit more about how I do that in that video, but just briefly, I'm going to get an old crock pot, little small crock pot, used for dips or something, small one, and I'm going to use 80% paraffin and 20% beeswax. And the beeswax helps make it from being so brittle. If I could use candles, but if I melted down the candles, you know how a candle will just kind of break or chip or something. Well, we don't want that, and so that's why I'm using the beeswax. So I'm going to use an 80% paraffin, 20% beeswax. I'm going to melt it down to about 150 degrees, submerge the pickup, and hopefully I'm going to see some bubbles coming out. And after about 10 minutes, I'll pull the pickup out and let it dry, and wipe off wax wherever I don't want it. I'll go ahead and tape off the top of the pickup, but I'm just going to submerge the whole thing, and then we'll see how it sounds. But this is, like I say beforehand, you're hearing the microphonics. Let me turn my gain back on. I mean, you're just hearing it. And if I switch to the pickups that aren't in use, I've just got the treble pickup on, and this pickup is the worst offender in this guitar. They're going to make a little bit of noise. But this, let me switch to just the bridge pickup, or the neck pickup. And the bridge and the middle pickup, or the neck and the middle pickup, are wired together on this guitar, but you see that's a lot less. Off. And then if all of them. See, I can hear that happening behind that. So, anyway, hopefully that explains what pickups are when they're called microphonic, how to potentially solve the problem. Hopefully what we're going to attempt to do will solve that problem, and I'll be back with that video. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching.